examining the issues and how it is to be tackled in the urban areas, and there was also a reference to the rural areas. In fact, as a part of team from NABARD, I've always had a pride in myself for the excellent water work done by NABARD in watersheds across the country. And personally, I was in charge of some 25 watershed projects in Kurnool when I was in the district. It's a different experience altogether. My point is, we have been discussing time and again the issues in the urban areas. Even off late, we have been seeing even these unseasonal rains of half an hour, 40-45 minutes are throwing the entire life out of gear in the urban areas, with roads flooded and other things. I don't know, with all the technology that is available, with all the intelligentsia that is available, why the urban local bodies, especially the municipal corporations, are unable to tap their expertise and reduce of course, the amount of water that comes in a short time is much more than the carrying capacity of the drainage. But then most of the drainages are full with all waste material, so its capacity gets reduced. We know that. But then, while they have been making rainwater harvesting type of compulsory for the building plans approvals, but I don't think many of the high-rise apartments are still implementing the rainwater harvesting structures. So immediately there's a need to see to it that where they have not been constructed, I think it should be made mandatory. One of the methods can be where the government reduces the municipal supply based on the number of flats and the rainwater harvesting that can be done, so that people the societies are forced to go in for a harvesting structure and reduce the dependence on the municipal supplies. One. Two, the unplanned construction has to be stopped. Of course, on that we can't take a decision here. It's for somebody else to take a decision. Another point I wanted to make when there was a discussion on the irrigation in the rural areas, and basically where there is a water, the farmers goes in for a water intensive crop. The moment he sees some water is there, he goes in for a water intensive crop. That has been my experience all through my 38 years in NABARD.
True. Yes, sir. True.
So we have been trying to go in for dryland agriculture. We are short in supply for pulses. We are short in supply for oil seeds, for so many other things where the water requirement is much less. We are surplus in the food grains production, whether it is paddy or wheat or anything.
Cereals. Yes, cereals.
Yeah, cereals. So, and added to that, the policy of MSP is forcing the farmer just to go in for a water intensive crop, whereas the other crops which are less water intensive, that are not taken care of, and we are having a deficit. So probably a policy discussion needs to be made. Of course, the Niti Aayog and everybody does, but then that doesn't get reflected at the ground level, because finally the irrigation and the agriculture are the state subjects where the decisions are taken at a different level for different reasons.
True, sir.
So there is a need to assimilate all these things as to why we can't help. Say, suppose it's a coastal Andhra, you can't help, but you have to go in for a water intensive crop because of the levels and the water that is available. But in Telangana, as Saraswati madam was saying about the lift irrigation project, the cost of maintenance of it, the electrical component, the electrical cost of it, it's huge. And probably it's not viable for when you work out, it's not at all viable for the state to have such a huge project and for the MSP that is being paid. So there is a need somewhere. I feel that we need to bring in actually the policy makers. See, we can all have discussions and other things, we can do seminars and other things, but I think we need to have some policy makers for these sort of a discussion, Vijay. If you can try to bring some such people, probably we can see better results. Yeah, that's my take. Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity.